I write just basically my journal. And I write down things that I hear people say and scenes that I have between friends. And I tend to observe myself a lot, which is not very good as an actress, but I don't know, it gives me a perspective on relationships with people. And I write that down, but I haven't really tried to write a play. I'd like to actually. I keep having this, I keep postponing every semester joining this screenwriting class at NYU that this guy I know teaches. And he said I could audit it, which would be great. But I don't even know, I don't know how you be an actress in New York and do the business end of it, which is 90% of it, never mind then like taking time out to write. And another thing about writing is that it makes you very close to yourself, and that's something that I generally try and avoid. Because, I don't want to know. That's why I sit up to 2 o'clock in the morning, eating popcorn and eating ice cream, is that, I don't want to know too much what I feel. It's like, it's already causing me so much anxiety already that it's like, yes, let's not, But it works. The thing about writing is that it does work. It is very therapeutic. That's basically what I use it for when I use it. So.
Okay.
Can't believe I'd come in here.
No, that's what we want. We wouldn't have asked you to stick around if we didn't want you to share part of yourself with us. And we thank you for doing that. Callbacks would be either later on this week.
First time I saw you, the first time she saw him, he was doing Tai Chi in the park. It was early in the morning. She'd been working all night. She was heading towards the old swing set. You could hear the screamer waking up at St. Teresa's. She'd seen him on the way over, sleeping under the Virgin, that black granite statue with half the face blown off. Now he was screaming something about Vietnam. The guys like background music in that neighborhood. No, actually, he's more like a jukebox. You give him a quarter and he screams about something. Remember that lady next door, Katie Perdue? One time I saw her. She gave the guy a quarter. She said, hey, scream something about original sin. And her son, Kenny, before he died, he said, hey, screamer, scream me that Mona Lisa song by Nat King Cole. Okay, listen. I'm walking through Seward Park. It's early in the morning, and this Tai Chi guy, this god, this vision, this slow motion dancer is going through this mesmerizing thing. I don't know what it is. He's like pressing into this glide. He's going into this slow motion slash, and all right, I'm hypnotized. I'm transfixed. It's all I can do to set the coffee on the asphalt and lower myself down into a swing. You lying bastard! Now, I see you turning. I see outline of your face. I see your eyes like hawks through slits, and that red-orange tattoo on your neck. And now, recognition is rushing through me like morphine. You're the man from my dream. You're the driver of that black limousine. The one who warned me I was bleeding to death.
Emily Tense.
I do comedy too. The thing is, she's leaving her husband, right? And the woman in the play is a writer also, and she's trying to explain to him, well, she's trying to write, but she's also trying to say goodbye to him, but she's also trying to heap blame on, I don't know, it's complicated. part of the play. It's, you
No,
know.
this is very nice, it's nicely tense. Speaking of tense. That's right, very nice.
You know, when you said Tai Chi Master, I thought, wow, perfect piece.
Yeah, custom made.
Custom.
Well, one of the,
When Billy and I were first married, we fought all the time about everything. My friends, his friends, my clothes, his clothes. We fought about baseball teams, which I knew nothing about. We fought about religion and politics, which neither one of us knew anything about. We fought about whether or not it was healthy for us to fight so much. One day, Billy came home from work early and he had borrowed some rope, and I was taking a nap, and when I woke up, I was completely bound. Hand and foot, I couldn't move an inch, and Billy was just standing there over in the corner grinning like a moron. And he said, from now on, no more fighting. We're going to make love instead. Whenever we feel a fight coming on, we're going to make love instead. When I think about those times, I can almost see Billy again. I can see his hands and his eyes. And his teeth. He has perfect, perfect teeth. Not like mine, which is something else that we thought about. But the rest of the picture is in shadow. Listen, if they wanted to make the Hollywood blockbuster of all time, one of those stories of tragic romance, which would be guaranteed to have every single woman in that theater reaching for her hanky, they should tell the story about a woman who loses her husband, but she loses him one piece at a time. First the head vanishes, and then his eyes, until she can't really remember what he looks like. And that's what hurts. That's what's so peculiar, is losing him one piece at a time.
very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Our callbacks will be later on this week,
Okay.
or early next week. Filming would be in.
I never spoke English. I spoke fluent Italian. I went to an American Catholic school, but I did everything in Italian. I had Italian friends, little boyfriends, but I was completely taken away, and everything was severed. I mean, you make an attempt to keep up writing, and it was like, and I remember on the plane, it was like an 8-hour plane ride, and I cried the entire way home because it was so, it was so devastating, and I didn't understand it. I didn't understand why. My parents couldn't really explain it to me. But then, worse than that was I was put in Utah, and that's like, God, that's like a whole, that's like a whole nother bag of beans right there. Not being Mormon, first of all, but just that whole scene, it was like going from one end of the extreme to the other.
You mentioned something about women's roles in various. What kind of differences have you found in the roles of women on the other side of the continent as opposed to here in New York or in Utah?
Well, I think that I think there's more of a respect for women in some of the cultures that I've lived in over in the Far East, like from where my mom grew up a lot in. She was in Japan for a long time, and she was also in Thailand and also in Korea and India for quite a long time. And what I know from her and from my experience, I was little then, but there's a greater respect for the woman's role in it, but yet it also, that's sort of what it is, and that's it. I think it would be very hard. Well, I'm an American, so I come from an American culture, but it just seems like they respect the woman, but they say this is your place and this is where you are. And the women, that's okay for them. I think that a lot of them, that's what they're used to, and that's fine. I may be speaking very I feel very like I'm in a test or something. But
I just want to hear what you.
Yeah, but that's fine for the women because they don't know anything different, and that's okay. And I think in America and in the States, women are they're viewed sort of, I think, with a fear. Some women are viewed as a fear because some women have such strong beliefs and such strong, opinions, and they're so vulgar with them, and they can be like that about that. Then you have the mainstream that just want to be treated equal. And then you have the other that are like pulling that down because they're not fighting for anything. They're sort of stuck in this mold that was placed back in the 20s.
And performance space. For those of you who might have wandered without intention into this bookstore and find yourselves compelled to listen to a woman poet's journey into the depths of her psychosexual internal drama without fear, caution, or hesitation, come, join us. I am Anita Liberty. I begin today's reading with a note in my life song expressed in poetic form. I have never been able to name in myself that which I find most precious, like a dog one is frightened of and so makes inanimate, like a piece of bric-a-brac, intangible, like a breath or a flame, but existent and full of power, unleashed potential, created, born, myself. I make the decisions, I name the names, I own the key to the hotel room where we stayed that one time. Remember? I said, do you remember? You see me, you know me, become my mirror. But in this great palindromatic Christian year, I have the answers, I call the shots, I play the field. You are the grain of sand that the 3-in-1 oil seeks to exile. Yes, you are that. And I am the hub. That was the title poem from my most recent collection, I Am the Hub. For my next selection, a poem I wrote last summer titled, For Mitchell, Love, Liberty. Mix me up and pour me out onto the Ralph Lauren sheets. Like Jell-O you don't have to put in the fridge. I keep the shape of the mold that is you. Do I have tiny marshmallows scattered randomly within me? Can you see them? Do you pick them out and leave them on the nightstand? Touch me and watch me dance. I'm lime green, baby. Ooh, baby. Get the Cool Whip. For my next selection, a poem I wrote last night, titled, For Mitchell, Love, Liberty, number 2. You are wrong, you always were. I am right, I always have been. Who's sorry now? Answer the question. Thank you.
Thank you. That was very demented.
It was a little bit. It was my poet.
That's cool. We'll have callbacks probably later on this week or early next week, and filming would be in April.
Great. I talked to Bill about the fact that I'm SAG, and we just
It's a non-SAG film.
I know that.
Okay, are you okay with that?
Well, I don't know, because I don't know. I've been SAG since I was 10.
Oh.
But I mean, so it'd be hard to, I mean, it's not like I've really done anything SAG in the past couple of years, but I don't know how it works exactly.
Okay, well,
So that's just.
just so you know that it's not SAG, if you're okay with that, then, things can continue.
Yeah.
I don't know the processes, the rest of the processes. I'll let Lee.
into a pink suit, and I still spit everything out into my napkin. I mean, I guess what changed then was the violence that went into the cooking beforehand. I mean, I've never seen such bloodletting over meals. If Mother didn't nick herself while cutting the tomatoes, she'd deliberately slice a finger while waiting for the rice to boil. Why bother living, she'd say, holding her bleeding fingers under the faucet. We'll all be dead soon enough. See, it was around this time that Mother was getting, clearly, suicidal. I mean, just no getting around it. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but it was just so comical. I mean, Mother was very comical. She wore hats all the time. These great turban-type creations piled high with
artificial fruits and paper mache, flowers. She wore them outdoors and she wore them in the house. She wore them when she cooked and when she ate. These great teetering crowns that bobbed and jingled with every move. Poor mother. I don't know what it was that made her so unhappy. Her menopause, her cocktails before dinner, some private anguish. But during this time, she used to threaten to kill herself. After another blood-stained dinner, she'd throw herself face down on the driveway and beg my father to put the car in reverse and run over her. "Don't be ridiculous," he'd say. But she meant it. And she'd lie there sobbing, "Please, do it!"
Chrome. Huh? 高达 Chrome 的 Chrome。啊？什么东西啊？CP Chrome。